Alright guys, we're back at it. Opening up some Optic here. Great night of fights going on. Some really tough calls. I mean, just Glover. Is Glover still top level? Look at this thing here. Big mess. Is age starting to get to him? You just don't know. It's super tough. I feel like he looked so good in his last fight that there's no way age is catching up to him that quick, but you just never know. It's really tough. Figueiredo, Moreno 4 is leaving the Crouch camp. Hurt him. I mean, there's so many questions. Such a good card. Oh man, how big of a deal is home field Funkmaster for all these Brazilians? You know, I mean, they're not down in Brazil all the time. A lot of questions. I could tell you what. Ooh, that's clean. That's a nice little hit right there. Get the sleeves out for that. The card market's stabilized for right now. It's not really going higher. It's not really going lower. It's pretty stable. I think Panini's kind of starting to realize, let's look at this pack. You know, the prices are settling down. Immaculate. Looks pretty good and cheap. Not bad. Quarantillo, Algermain. So, just keep your eye open for some really good deals. People are unloading while it's nice and quiet. Arnold Allen, Dominators. Kamaru Usman signed his deal. Back to fight Leon. I don't know. I feel like if Usman wins, he should retire. And I say that in a respectful way. He should retire on... These cards are all like a little... Bryce Mitchell. It's a pink to 79. Yeah, I think Usman should retire if he gets it done. He's going to go down as one of the greatest, no matter how you look at it. Why risk, you know, getting another loss in there? You defend your belt so many times already. You lose it once, you get it back, you beat that guy, show you're better than him. And then, hey, say goodbye as one of the best welterweights to ever do it. And the thing is, people right now who argue about other guys, GSP, this and that, a lot of times people don't argue until later. They're probably even rooting against Usman, but then they're going to say, oh, Usman was the greatest of all time later when you sit back and look at his body of work. It's just how we're wired sometimes. It's very rare you get a guy like Brady, who had a horrible season actually, that can just keep going for that many years. Whereas if you look back at the body of work of some of these other guys, you really can appreciate it. It's hard to appreciate it in the moment. There you go, Usman. So, I mean, that's what I personally think about it. Alright, Connor. Big guy Francis. To 99. I mean, what's Francis going to do? Does he just go boxing? Does he think everybody's going to sign up to watch him box? And he's going to make, I don't know how much money he actually makes from boxing or not boxing, or does he try to sign with Triller or something? It's tough. I mean, the UFC, I get it. It wasn't going to work out. They finally disclosed the deal, which they normally don't do. It was an $8 million guarantee to fight John Jones. But Francis wanted health care and every fighter to have representation. And, you know, I get it. Paddy Pimblett, not a bad little hit. They're not going to budge on that from going, even if they paid him $30 million, but it costs long term to give all these fighters all that stuff would be just astronomical. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. Don't miss my words here. Vittori, Yanez. I think the UFC should pay these guys more, but how much more? Ooh, that was quick. Charles, though, I'll take that all day. My house. The question is, like, what do you do with new fighters that come on for deal-wise and everything like that? Kind of like bench players. How the NFL, even though they pay astronomically more, I'm not going to get into it like that, but Sam Bradford changed the game. Joe Martinez. And they put in place a rookie deal, so rookies can only make so much money. How does that work in the UFC? It's just such a different ball game. It's so complex. But yeah, they definitely need a pay raise. Not arguing against that by any means. What is this? But hopefully Francis does his thing. Makes a lot of money. Forces the UFC to, you know, rework a few things. Give these guys a little bit more. Just hopefully it all pans out. You know, I mean, they never got, one of the greatest of all time inside the UFC. And Dana, who never likes to admit that, kind of admitted it the other day. Fedor Emelianenko. Strickland. DC. I can tell you right now, too, the rookie hits in these, they certainly do not give you the big guys that often. I've opened a lot of boxes already, and they just don't give you certain guys. I mean, Patty is one of them. They don't give you a lot, but Topuria, and a few other guys, they just don't give you that often. Aspinall. You get a lot of Strickland, who I think is really good. A lot of Turner, who's also very good. All right, Silver, Masvidal. All right, sorry about my rant. Let's go over the hits. Charles, Silver. Francis Blue. Nunes. Bryce Mitchell, beauty. Crazy to think this might be the most expensive card in the box. I don't know. It's up for grabs, but Patty Pimblett, Silver, rated rookie. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.